We're recording, so we're just gonna roll with it. I'm seriously so excited. I've been wanting to do these for a while, and I'm so glad we did it. I know it's like a typical vibe that we want up and coming leaders, and we want to have a team of leaders. But if we're not growing our leadership, how do we expect to be able to lead others to be leaders? So it's so important to take this time together and really focus on what it means to be a leader, how to lead, and then how to teach leadership. So first and foremost, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat and we can try to answer them. You probably want to grab some pen and paper and put your cameras on as long as you're not doing something super weird. There's a different level of accountability and engagement when you have your camera on. If you hop on like a top leader Zoom, you can scroll through and you'll see all the top leaders on there have their video on, where all the other people don't. There's a different level of accountability. So that's something that we want to start setting as a standard. So when you're hopping on the team Zooms, power hours, whatever it may be, if you are not doing something weird, turn on your camera. And I'm going to tell you guys why I say that, the whole weird thing, because I don't know if you guys know this. Rachel Jones was doing a Zoom and someone did not know their camera was on, was having some time with her man in the background and everybody could see. So I don't want that. But if you're not being weird, like put the camera on, I'll see your smiling face. But I think it's so important to start. So I really want to kind of go more into like the bare minimums of leadership. So what does it mean to be a leader? John Maxwell says, being a leader is about having a genuine willingness and commitment to lead others to achieve a common vision or goal through positive influence. John Piper says it means you are willing to take responsibility and sacrifice for another's well-being. Tony Robbins says, leadership is the ability to create immediate impact and compel lasting positive change in others. So if we can take all of that and wrap it up real short and sweet, leadership is just having a genuine willingness to have a positive impact on people. So stop complicating it. Stop thinking to be a leader that you have to have the answers, that you have to be able to speak in front of people, that you have to be good on Zooms, that you've got to have, a powerful voice, that you have to know things, that you have to be available. If you have a genuine willingness just to have a positive influence on people, you already qualify to be a leader. So just leave it at that. Just step into it and we're just going to run from there. So what are a couple things that leaders do differently than other people? One, we lead from the front. Your team will hear what you do before they hear what you say. Trademark, that's my own right there. But they will hear what you do before they hear what you say. So I can tell you day in and day out, you need to post, you need to be consistent, you need to show up on Zooms, you need to add friends. But if I'm not doing that, it doesn't matter how many times I can go blue in the face telling you you need to. But if I'm not leading from the front, if I'm not doing the things tenfold when I'm telling you, you're not going to. One thing I've noticed with my newbies, I have like 4 newbies who post in their stories, like boomerangs, videos, cute edited photos, nothing copy and pasted, that I've never once told to post in their stories. Never once have I said that. But because that is like something I'm so strong about, like my stories are always going, they pick up because I am leading from the front with that. I am showing instead of having to tell. And when they will hear what you do before they hear what you say. So I want you guys to take a second and write down 5 characteristics of your ideal distributor. So go ahead, 5 characteristics. Maybe it's you want someone who is going to be an independent worker, someone who's going to be a mass enroller, someone who's going to take initiative from the start, someone who's going to reach out to you instead of you having to follow up, someone who wants to go live in the team page on day 2, someone who's showing up on social media like they're been in the business a million years, someone who signs 4 customers on their first day, someone who is consistent, someone who takes what you say and then runs with it, someone who comes to you with solutions to their problems before they even complain. Now, I want you to look at your list, and your job is to become that person, to become the person on your list. There is a reason that we are at the top of our charts. We have to show up first. We have to be our first runner. You are going to attract who you are. So if you are attracting things that you don't want, go look in the mirror because there's something in you that's calling out to that. So those identifiers, those things that you want so badly to see in someone else, that is your ideal teammate, you've got to embody that first. You've got to become that person. You've got to become that rock star. And then you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, holy mother, Lord Jesus, there's a bunch of me's running around, and you'll be happy about it. So that is our first step. We got to become that person. The next thing leaders do differently is they know how to vision cast. When you joined this business, you did not think you could be a millionaire. And if you did, it was like an elusive, like, I'm going to be a millionaire. Like, I didn't join this business and like, I had no doubt. Like, I joined this business, I'm like, this is going to be my career. I'm changing my life. I'm going to make $1 million. Like, I thought I was going to make $1 million in a year. I thought that was possible. But even with that, it's not a real, it's like an elusive thing, you know? And so it's our job as a leader to take that positive impact, that positive influence, and like breathe life into our new distributors. You guys, we've seen checks that they haven't seen. We've done the work for ranks they haven't done. We've faced the battles and we've seen the struggles they've never saw. So we have to show up for them. We have to pave the way for them. You know, you go through down periods in your business. There's going to be periods that suck. But you have to go through those struggles because the fact that you went through it means that you get to help someone else go through it. Cheyenne Knox talks about all the time. She lost rank from double to executive and was stuck there for a hot little minute. And she says all the time she doesn't regret it because of that, when her team loses rank, she knows exactly what to say. She knows exactly how it feels. She knows exactly what to tell them. And if she would have never gone through that struggle in her own business, she wouldn't have been able to relate in theirs. So what we are going through, our triumphs and our negative things, we get to go through those first so that when our team gets there, we can celebrate on a whole new level because we know how exciting it is. Or we can be there and hold their hand through the dark periods because we know how that feels. The number one issue with new distributors and why they quit is their ego. They are scared to ask questions. They're scared to fail. They're scared to be judged. They don't want to look stupid. Well, guys, it's our job to eliminate the issue of confidence. We should be so proud of them, so excited for them, and believe in them so strongly they don't have a chance to doubt themselves. You know, borrowed confidence is a for real thing. Borrowed confidence is what got me diamond. My Lord Jesus, I threw in the towel. I was done. And Katie looked over and she's like, no, you're not. Go do it. And she believed in me so much more than I could believe in myself. She saw so much more in me than I could see in myself. And that's why I did it. And that's our job. Our job is to find the best in our distributors. Not everybody you're going to sign is a rock star, but there's a rock star quality in every person you sign. So we have to find that quality. We have to put life into it, breathe life into it, and pour everything we can into them and their excitement. And we just got to keep them going because you can believe in them enough and to convince them that whatever they're facing, whatever struggle they have is nothing because you think they're awesome enough that they can do it. I'm going to have to move Stephanie off my screen. I got all this going on. The next thing we do as leaders that is different is we set expectations. If you just have a team of team players, there's no dynamic. If you join a sport, you have your starters, you have your subs, you have your practice squad. And there's a level of excitement that goes with that. If our distributors and our diamonds get the same treatment, get the same privileges, what's the point? Obviously you made more money, and obviously there's other stuff too, but there's got to be a bar. So where are you setting the bar? Are you setting the bar that if you show up on Monday, and don't show up again all week, you're fine? Are you setting the bar of it's okay if we post, once today, if you're busy, that's fine? Are you setting the bar of I'm going to take the day off. I don't want to do my business today. Is that what you're allowing? Or are you setting the bar that we're doing this thing? You're setting the bar that if you want to be on my team, you want to be on my ship because we know where we're going, you got to show up. You're having a bad day? Well, if you want to go with us, you still got to post. You're having a bad day? That's fine. I'll send you a post, but you still got to show up. And the bar you set by your example is the bar that's going to stay. So if you're setting it low, guys, it's so easy to set a low bar because we're so scared. We're going to scare away newbies. But guys, if they have no push, what are they going for? I was listening to a Zoom with, I can't even think. I listened to so many Zooms today. I want to say it was Kelsey. No, it wasn't Kelsey Thornton. Okay, I'm just not even going to say who because I don't remember. I was listening to Zoom with someone today, and she was talking about they don't even do Ruby charts. You join, you get a diamond chart. And she's like, because Ruby, they're like, oh, 3 distributors, I can take my time. Diamond, they're like, holy mother of God, that's a lot of boxes. I better get to work. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to go that far. That's so much for me. I ain't ready for that. But the point is that is setting the bar high. That's not giving them that chance to take 3 weeks to do the training unit, guys. They should have that training unit done in 24 hours, max like 48, even if they work full time. That's setting the bar. Like, you get in there, you do the training. That's setting the bar. And we've got to create that intensity. What you ask for is what you get. So stop playing it safe. Stop praying for people who are going to show up and work, but then say, you know what, if you don't do anything, that's fine too. You can't have a level A, like C bar, and expect level B or level A. Okay, we're going to say level 4 bar and level 1 person. I guess that makes sense. But where you have the bar is where the people are going to rise to. So if you set it low, that's where they're going to cap. If you set it high, that keeps a goal for them to keep reaching for. Next, as leaders, we've got to recognize what our team needs, because every person needs to be led differently. As you guys saw in the chat, because we all did that personality thing, most of us did, we got a lot of yellows on this team. My goodness, I didn't realize how many yellows. My team's the same way. I don't have a single red person on my team, and I'm like, what on earth, guys? But we've got to know that, and we've got to know what that means, and we've got to know what that looks like, and we got to know what that means for them. If I'm going to come and I'm going to go to a yellow person and they come in with a problem and I'm like, you need to figure it out. This is your business. Own up and do it. I just destroyed them. They're done. They can't handle it. But if I go up to a red and I'm like, oh, it's okay. Like, what do you want me to do? Can I help? Like, they're going to be like, no. Like, I don't need that. Just tell me what to do. And so we've got to make sure we know who we are working with. Couple of ideas. Yellow people, they're more, emotionally driven. So shout them out. And then when you see a emerging leader with those qualities, give them something to like develop the leadership. Yellow's like attention, like all the emotion-y stuff. Well, every time someone does something, be like, hey, boo, go shout them out on the team page for me. That makes them feel like they're a part of something. That makes them feel like they're a leader and they're able to step out and take that responsibility. For greens, they're very fact-based. So encourage them to make graphics for your team. Encourage them to go put out like the scripts for all the products. I went and had coffee with one of my girls, and we were sitting there working, and she looks over and she's like, how does this look? And turns her computer, and she's taking all the different posts I've made with scripts and made it into one master thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. That's a task though a green can do. That's a task that's going to make them feel like they matter. And when we make people feel like they matter, they feel like they have a home, they have more loyalty, and they want to be here. For reds, they're very money driven. So sit down with your reds. Ask them how many fast starts they want this month. Work together with them, all right? You want 5 fast starts? Cool, I'm going to get 5 fast starts. I bet you I can get them before you can get them. You start a challenge with a red, they are gone. They will do whatever you want. So you've got to remember that. You've got a red on your team and you don't think they're doing their full capacity, go send them a daily challenge. You know what, today, I want you to send this to 30 people. By golly, I bet you've done it in an hour. You got to know how to motivate your team. With blues, they love fun. So encourage them to do Zooms and power hours, and encourage them to host. Remind them that the relationship is so important in this business too. They can hop on a working Zoom and have fun with their friends and still get work done. We got to remember, and we've got to capitalize on those things. It's our job as leaders to get to know our team and to be able to find their strengths and give them tasks that are going to complement that is going to bring that out of them. If we're constantly doing things for people, if we're constantly doing things for everyone, we're not going to have those emerging leaders because we are taking too much control. I started doing the push groups with you guys, and my team, I used to put daily steps in our team chat, and I just was falling off the bandwagon. So I went to my green, and I was like, look, you go put my tasks in here every single day. My golly, She feels on top of the world. She feels like she has so much potential. She feels like she has so much power. People are like commenting on her polls, and she'll be like, oh my goodness, everyone did my steps today. And that's just something that, one, it made my life easier. It made her life have more purpose. Now she's more excited about this business. She's not even a Ruby yet. But because I was able to delegate a task that is going to touch her soul, touch what nurtures her, she's like propelling herself so much quicker now. We can't, like I said, we can't grow leaders by doing it for them. And the hardest thing I think we have to come to terms with as a leader is that we have to be okay, like 100% okay with letting people fail. We got to be okay with letting people not promote. We got to be okay with watching people lose rank and fall apart. We got to be okay with that. We can't put a Band-Aid on everything. We got to let people fail, because we didn't get here with no bumps and scrapes. If you got here with no bumps and scrapes, you're probably not here. Because if it's done for you, you're not going to have the value. You're not going to have the worth. You're not going to have the loyalty. So we got to let them get some boo-boos along the way. And we can't do everything for them. It's the more you do for people, it's one thing I've noticed. The more I've given people, the more I've built for them. Like, oh yeah, okay, I want you to be a leader, so here's an emerald chart. I'm gonna fill it in for you, and we're gonna make you go emerald. But if they don't have their heart in it, then it's not gonna work. They're not gonna have any responsibility. They're getting a free check, and they're not gonna have the sense of urgency to keep that, because we did the work. They didn't earn it. Nobody. When you get something you don't earn, you don't feel the same about it. So we got to stop doing stuff for people. We just got to let them get a couple boo-boos and scrapes, and we got to let go of the ones who ain't working. I'm going to touch down on that in a minute. So I want to go over a couple of ideas or concepts or bullet points or whatever of how to recognize emerging leader. One, I love this quote. It's from John Maxwell. People with great potential don't behave badly. They're not going to be perfect. We're not going to find the perfect people out there. But they're not going to behave badly. They're not going to be sharing their dirty laundry. They're not going to be cussing out their baby daddy on their Facebook. We all got them. They're not going to be doing those things. They're going to be holding themselves to a different level of accountability. That's a sign of that they have leadership potential. The people who come to us with questions instead of complaints. They come to us with, okay, my check's lower than I want it to be. What can I do to make it bigger next month? Not, hey, what's going on? I need you to check my math. Like, there's no way this check is right. Like, there's no way. Like, something's wrong. Like, my check should be more than this. That's not a leader. A leader comes to you with 3 solutions and a problem. That's a sign of a leader. So I want you guys, if you have them with you, if you don't, just write it down. We can do it later. But I want you to pull out your chart. If you've got it, if not, just make a note. I was going to mention this at the beginning to go get it, and I forgot. So whatever. But pull out your chart, okay? I want you to look at your chart. And I want you to make a star or circle every box on that chart that is working. Just go through, circle the boxes that are working. Okay?
Hey, 1 second, Mariah. Hey, if you just hopped on, we started a leadership Zoom like 30 minutes ago for Rubies and above, and we're finishing up right now. You can stay on and listen, no big deal, but I didn't want you to hop on and be like, what the hell are they already talking about? So we're finishing up though.
Perfect. Okay, so take your chart, circle the people who are working, okay? Now for the next 21 days left in this month, those are the people who get your time. We're not moving customers. We're not moving distributors. Those people get your time. Those are the people that you are reaching out to every day. Those are the people that you're sending, hey, try this post. Hey, try this script. I challenge you to get 5 posts to post up today. How are you doing? What can I do better to help you? Those are those people. They have to get your time. But you still have to think about you, and you still have to promote. So your resources go to the other boxes on your chart. I'm in my mom's office. It's about to start. Her iPad is about to ring. I panicked. But we have to make sure that we are budgeting our resources wisely. The larger your team gets, you can't help everyone. So you've got to put the value on what the people need. You want to give your time to the people who are working because, one, you want them to do it for themselves. Like I said before, if we do it for them, we're going to rob them of that achievement. But the people who aren't working, you got to give them your resources. And once you fill those boxes, oh, heck yeah, give this person a distributor, give that person a customer. And along the road, always exceptions. But we got to make sure that we are budgeting our resources that way, because we're not going to be able to help everybody. And we're not also not going to be able to talk to everybody. You know, it's not our job to reach out to every distributor on our downline. If I sign you and I reach out like 3-4 days, I don't hear back, like, boo, I'm here when you need me, but you're not my prerogative. I got, you know, people over here who are working. And we've got to be able to make that decision, because the more we focus on those boxes who are not moving, who are not circled on our chart, the more the people who are circled are going to fall off, because they're not getting the attention they deserve. Wrapping it up. We got to stop dragging people through the mud and let them go. Guys, just let them go. The quicker you can get this through your mind, the better your life. Because the longer you hold them on, the more damage will be left when you decide to finally let them go. Because you can't take them all the way. Your ruby chart is not going to get you double diamond. Your emerald chart is not going to get you diamond. We've got to let go of that dead weight, because dead weight is going to slow us down. It's called addition by subtraction. You take out the dead weight and it makes the lightweight go faster.
I wanted to jump in on that because I held on to dead weight for a long time, and that is why, you guys, I was diamond for 11 months. Don't freaking do it. Let it go, okay? I built a friend to emerald so I could go double diamond, and I helped maintain her for 3 months until I literally could not anymore, because Josh was my diamond. And once I lost double diamond last summer for 2 months, because I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna let go. Like, I can't keep doing this. And I'm telling you, as soon as I let that go and just kept working so hard to bring in new distributors, like, my business exploded. That's when all the freaking rock stars joined. It's when Courtney and Mariah and, you know, everyone joined. And Stephanie came back, and, you know, like, it's just, you know, you just have to freaking let go of dead weight. Okay, everyone's hopping on now, so.
I can wrap up really quick. I have one more point. Cool. To finish up that point is we got to make sure that we're also managing our time well. 1/3 of our time should be spent, like, each day should be spent on our team, their charts, their questions, whatever. 1/3 of our time should be spent on our current potential list, and 1/3 of our time should be spent on bringing in new potentials. And lastly, we want to make sure that we're setting our goals for September. Let's use the 10x rule this month. So the principles of that is that you set a goal 10 times what you actually want, and then you do 10 times the work you think it takes to achieve that. Worst case scenario, you shoot for double diamond and hit emerald. Like, come on, it could be worse. But we want to make sure that we are being loud about our goals. If you're going emerald, get in your little group, make a little group chat with your team. Get in there and be like, dude, I need 2 of you to go ruby this month. Who's ready to go ruby this month? Like, if you're going diamond, I need an emerald. I need some rubies, like, and get loud. Tell people what it's going to mean for them. So the last thing I want you guys to do is I want you to make a list. Well, I'm going to make 2 lists. One list is, how would you spend your first check of your next promotion? So if it's emerald, how would you spend your first $1,000 check? Where would you put it? Diamond, 2,000, double 6,000, triple 10,500. We'll leave it there. Katie, you know how much investor is. But how would you spend that? Like, what specifically are you going to do with that entire check? And the second list is to make a list of the 5 things you think someone at that rank that you're shooting for does every day. And then do them. Because if you show up like that person, if you show up like a diamond as a ruby, you're going to become a diamond. I'll let it go there.
I'm going to add in 2 things. So whenever you start to get bigger checks, you should, even now, 10%, give it back. Whether it's giving someone $30 to pay for their kid, to Meredith did for a kid to go to camp or something. Whether, you know, maybe you're a diamond making $2,000 a month. That's $200 that you're going to bless somebody with. And I'm telling you, once you bless other people, come back so much more. Whenever hold on, I got to mute somebody. I can't concentrate.
Got it. I forgot I was the host.
Yeah. Anyways, whenever you give back, like, it comes back more. On the months where I'm not as giving as I should be, like, I swear things aren't as good as they should be. So be generous. You know, literally 10%, you guys. Come on. I don't go to church, so I give back to the people. You know, like random things, or I'll leave big tips. The other night I left a $50 tip. You know, I usually minimum leave 20 because I'm like, okay, I don't go to church. You know, I'm going to do this, and it helps other people. So, hey, you guys, if you're just hopping on, we're finishing up a leadership Zoom. Mariah, you got anything else?
I think I'm good.
No? Okay, so let's see, what time is it? It's only 8:58, so I'm going to give it a couple more minutes for other